How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of FSI's NASCAR DraftKings Picks Preview. It is your boy TK Nation 47 here, joined by Andrew Berry, Mega Ruler 31. Mega, how you handling the snow out there?
Oh, it's been fun and more fun, and then more fun. A couple days later, even more fun.
Yeah, it has not been fun for me either. To the left of you, even our Texas boy Rod down there in Houston is dealing with the snow and ice and the snow and the conditions. And he's like, I don't know how you guys deal with this for months on end. And I just tell him we're just so immune to it now. I could walk outside, not even blink. But you're here for the NASCAR talk. You guys aren't here for the snow talk. I'm sure you're sick of it. But we have the BrakeBest Brake Pads 159 at Daytona Road Course for the Truck Series. This is a 44-lap, road course. For reference, the Clash was only 35 laps, so we aren't going to have many chances to go around here and get some points. Mega, how are you attacking from a strategic standpoint on dominators, or is this plate differential? Like, what is your overall strategy here for this week and the Truck Series?
So I've got a question for you.
Oh, fire away.
If I go out my backyard and I put a trash bag on the kid's slide and I run a hose down it and I put a kiddie pool at the end and a sprinkler, did I create a water park? Because basically NASCAR has taken an oval track, let them drive through the infield a couple times, put up some cones. Like, this is not Sonoma. This is not Watkins Glen. This isn't the Canadian Tire one that the trucks normally run on. So yeah. I really struggle calling it a road race. It's almost like a short track principles on a super
right. It's like you said, the super speedway track, and then you just kind of like run through the pit infield for a couple of turns.
And I think it's fine for like the truck and for Xfinity, but when we get to the Cup preview, I think it's almost like if I took my younger kids outside, they'd be like, oh, wow, this is great. This is exciting. You take the older kids outside, they're like, this is not a water park. I'll try it. I'll go through the motions. I'll do it because you want me to, but this is not something that I really enjoy.
Hey, I hear you. The Clash was semi-exciting. But that was solely because of the last lap and two good friends wrecking each other.
Yep, and you do not want to be the first car on a restart going into turn one because nobody can make that turn.
Nobody can judge the speed of that. Yeah, like everyone misses that brake entry. But like what we saw, those cars were able to get back to the front quickly. It wasn't much of an issue. With how much space you have to make up ground inside that infield and on those super speedway track turns. So I think this is going to be, for me, a plate differential track. We only have 44 laps. There's not going to be much opportunity to lead laps. Fastest laps are going to be kind of like sporadic, I guess. So
there's not many points to accumulate for any of these things. It's place differential is what you.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there. So for DraftKings purposes, that says we're going to be taking a lot of guys in the back, or maybe, a lot of guys that can stay inside the top five, maybe in GVPs and pay off their salary. But we'll see. If you want to get into some picks, we can get going. If there's anything else to add on as far as like a what to expect standpoint.
No, I think you have some guys that are really, really comfortable on this format. Just to list some of them quickly, I would be Friesen, Moffitt, Gillian, Lassard, Rhodes, Casgrella, Peters, Jason White, and Carson Hocevar. Doesn't mean that they're great picks, but those are the guys that, are kind of comfortable with this format.
Yeah. Road course ringers is a thing you'll hear a lot this weekend as far as what to, the guys to kind of, I guess you would have that in any track, but you're going to hear that more often than not this week. So let's get into some favorite picks, some cash plays. Two guys, give me two of your favorite plays here as your favorite cash plays, your automatic plugins.
Okay, so when we're talking place differential in a 40 car or 40 truck race, you really want to start 25th-ish, but I'm going to move up a little bit. Brett Moffitt. I think that he has definitely a top 5, could even win this one from the 21st position. So that's going to give me anywhere from 15 to 20 place differential points. I definitely think he can get up there and lead. So he would definitely be my favorite driver. He's at $10,000, so it's a little bit pricey, but I think he definitely can probably pay that off. And then the other guy I'm looking at is starting in the back just because of, having some bad luck at Daytona, and that would be Stuart Friesen. So he's starting 30th, and he's definitely been good at road courses. I can see him definitely, getting up towards the front. He doesn't even need to win the race if he gets a top, I think 5 would be great. I take that. I mean, that's going to give him like probably 7x value.
Oh, for sure. Top 10 will be solid for Friesen. Pay off his salary at 94. I think that'd be pretty solid. Yeah, I like those. I like both of those picks. Friesen's got a lot of experience on that Eldora track down here in Ohio, running that Tony Stewart's track, that dirt bowl that they do every year. So. Yeah, Friesen has done really well in that track before. I've watched that race a few times. I'm going to go with Todd Gilliland, driver, 9,600. He flashed really well in that Daytona, with him and his dad were running up there pretty frequently at the top until he got wrecked out. He's another guy that's really good on road courses. He's a young driver. Typically we can see some of these young drivers do well on these road courses. I think Todd Gilliland is strong to be a solid cash play. I think Moffitt and Friesen are probably like you said, the 1A and 1B picks here for, a really solid place differential. I missed it on Gilliland's starting position. He was in the 25th position, right?
32nd, actually.
32nd? Okay. I thought somebody was 25th. I forgot to write that down. Yeah, Gilliland starting 32nd. He's because of that early wreck, but he was in the front to start out. I think he can replicate a performance like that. We could see a decent year for him in the front row motorsports car. Favorite value play. Who do you got as your favorite value play for cash? We're going to need some guys that are going to be able to fit in these guys up top.
I really like Timmy Hill. He's starting in 34th. His brother, I think, ran this race the last time. The truck did pretty well. He's only 5K, so doesn't really need to make up that much. If he gets, 5 place differential points at 5K, you don't need that much. So,
you're not asking a lot. Yeah.
Can save you some money to get some higher guys in, especially if I'm trying to put in Friesen and Moffitt right there. There's 19.4. So,
yeah, I think that's a fairly strong play. Like you said, there's not much to lose at 5K, and Timmy Hill's kind of like what is he, like a veteran now, I would say, on this truck series.
Yeah,
he's raced here a couple times.
He's run, he's run Xfinity, so he's got experience in all different types of vehicles. So,
yeah, I think that's a strong play. My value pick, I'm going to go with Kaz Grala at 7,100. This is a guy that raced for Austin Dillon in that number 3 car last year at Daytona. He came in 6th. He raced both trucks and I believe Cup for the Daytona, so he's getting a lot of seat time. And I think Kaz Grala starting in the 23rd position. If you want to double check me in there.
Very close.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of them right. he's gonna do it strong this week. Kaz Grala is probably gonna be a very popular pick too.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of like a Juan Pablo Montoya, if you remember him a couple years ago, who was a course ringer, and then like more than Boris said, because I think Boris said tried to do it too, but those guys tried to become like everyday Cup drivers and try to make the transition. And Juan Pablo did okay. I mean, he did run into that jet dryer and blow it up.
That's all I remember. All I remember.
That's what everyone remembers him for. But but I think Kaz definitely has the potential to become, the all-around driver, but still be able to do well with the road courses.
Absolutely. Yeah. 7,100 is another great value play on that, or another great value. We're going to go with some GPP plays here. Give me your favorite GPP play, high salary GPP play.
I would have to say Austin Hill. He starts 20th, which again is a little bit higher. You really want like 25th and below, more for a super speedway. But when you're looking at in the trucks and Xfinity, there's so many cars at the bottom that you don't even know if they're going to make it or even run the full race. The second race of the year, you don't think anybody's going to start and park. It always could happen, but like mechanical failures with some of these teams that just don't have the money, or the driver's inexperience, the wear and tear. You saw in the Clash, like a lot of cars get caught up on like some of the sides and the curbing of this road course and like lose some parts, and that could very easily damage some of these lower end cars. But Austin Hill is one of the elite drivers in the truck series. He's got a good team, he's got good equipment, he's got a fast truck, and I could definitely see him pushing up towards the top 5.
Absolutely. Yeah, Austin Hill's going to definitely need top 5 value to pay off his 10-7 price tag. Maybe some domination slightly, maybe 20 laps led. I think he can easily pull that off. All right. So we talked before this video, and I couldn't wait to talk about it now. Who is Lawless Allen, and why is he your favorite GPP play for a value play?
I think he's up for the CMA New Artist of the Year award.
Yes, this name has thrown me for a loop here. The guy's name is Lawless.
He's got a good
breaking the law.
Yeah, I hear he's got good racing pedigree in his family, but he's starting dead last, and he has some experience in different, I think, like sports cars or something like that. So he's driven road courses before, and it's a resume truck, so they've had their issues here and there with tech problems, but he's starting last. He can't lose any place differential points, and his price tag, because DK didn't even have him when they originally rolled out the pricing, he's right there at like what, 5,600. So
yeah,
you can't really go wrong there. If he like the last truck guy that we picked if he runs into the 39th tailgate in the start of the race and he's done, you at least don't lose anything, but it opens up a bunch of salary relief, so you get some other guys that can do some stuff in your lineup.
Right. And that's mainly the goals here for truck series, is you want the guys that are going to be worth their money. And if you have to sacrifice a few spots just to make sure you can get 10 to 15 points, at the end of the day, those 10 to 15 points is going to be better than negative 10. Obviously, but
it was like Chad Little last year, I think in Xfinity, he was always like sub 500 or 5K. You just usually plug him in and hope that he just kind of finished in the same position and you wouldn't lose anything, but then you get everybody else you want in your lineup and you're fine.
Yeah, I would have to agree. All right, so transitioning into this GPP talk here, what about team stacks? Is that something you would do in truck series, or are we not? Like, I know last week we were looking at that for Daytona. Is like they get it together and they draft. Are teams working together on these road courses, or is this something we can completely disregard?
If you watch the Clash, I'd say absolutely no, because you had teammates take each other out. I don't think there's any real loyalty or benefit here. Potentially maybe some teams blocking for one another, but I think you'd agree with me, there really isn't the synergy among teams in the trucks that there is in Cup. Like Cup, There's definitely like loyalty. These guys have been together for a long time. Xfinity maybe a little bit too, but I think especially like some of these bigger teams, it's a revolving door of who's in these. Like you don't really have like the Kyle Busch guys, like maybe, but again, you've got some new guys in different trucks here, because it's not the Nemechek's in this year. He wasn't last year, so I think probably your dominant team would be like Thor, but they're better on like some of those like half-mile tracks or things like
not the short tracks. Thor sports are usually Speaking of Thor Sports, what are we doing with Ben Rhodes? Our pole sitter, is Ben Rhodes a possible dominator, and he's going to be in your lineups just in case he takes control of this race early and doesn't let go of it?
I would say he's 100% fade for me. He's probably going to miss the first turn and end up in 10th position or so with a little damage on the truck. And no, I think he's a decent guy. He does have some road history, but I think, I don't think he's like a complete fade. I think there is some value in it, but it's just so hard unless it's like Chase Elliott, that like somebody that
Right.
has such a good history in road courses and is out there not going through the motions and is going to try to win it, then
Right.
it's just too risky.
Yeah, I think Rhodes is definitely risky, especially for that first turn luck that we were seeing in the Busch Clash. I couldn't agree more. Well, for me, that'll pretty much do it. Is there anything else you want to add on this Truck Series race for Friday night?
No, well, the only thing is hey, if it rains for this one, we don't
Oh,
care
yeah.
because they put this giant windshield wiper in
Yes.
the middle of the truck, and they actually have rain tires. So there's no chance that any of these races get rained out at Daytona, which is awesome.
Thank you, because you had mentioned it last week about the Cup Series, and boy, did it come true. And oh, that stunk. 5 hours we sat and waited. Yeah.
If anybody watched the video, our old school baller there from the YMCA came up with a victory. So
Yeah, right. Good for Michael McDowell.
yeah.
Well, that'll do it for us for the Truck Series. Thank you for tuning in, Mega. Thank you for your insight and your input. For those that have made it through this video to this point, if you want to get into projections, core lineups, Discord chat, you can follow our Twitter handle at FSI_DFS. And you can get a link to the Discord, and you can get access to all these cool features that we provide. Graciously, Mega provides our projections, and you can get our core lineups between us both. You'll have multiple cracks at starting a lineup, and any insight you need on questions will be available as always throughout the weekend. So thank you, and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow night for some Xfinity video action, and hopefully we can get some green screens as well. So, all right, take care, everyone.
Peace.